we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our third segment, which is going to talk about the top MLB duos in the league, and just my overall thoughts on them, and giving my thoughts on them and just talking about them. So as I said before, this segment was inspired by last night when the Boston Celtics did end up taking home the NBA championship. I was trying to find a way to relate that to the MLB, just to talk about it. And I figured a good way of doing it would be the top MLB duos right now and just give my overall, thoughts on them. I keep repeating that word. Sorry. But, I thought it was an interesting segment to do. And obviously Tatum and Brown are probably the best duo in the NBA right now, considering they just won the championship. So gave me inspiration to talk about it for the MLB. So, we're going to get into it. And here we go. So the first duo, of course, on the screen is the one everyone thinks about. And the second duo as well that we talk about, don't worry, which is, of course, Mookie and Ohtani. You could also go Freddie here if you think he's better than Mookie or Ohtani, but I think Mookie and Ohtani are better than Freddie, so I went with them. I mean, obviously, two former MVPs. Mookie is hurt right now, so I guess you could say Freddie to fill in his place right now, but just any of those three, really, those MVPs, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Ohtani. But I think Ohtani and Mookie are two top 5 players in the league, so I went with them. Again, in my opinion, top 2 duo in the league, and we all know what the other one is. We'll be talking about it next. But, these two guys are incredible. The way they play off each other in the lineup is absolutely insane, and they've been everything we expected and more since Ohtani did end up signing that contract with the Dodgers. And, just two absolutely insane, incredible players, two former MVPs, two guys who are in vastly different points of their career. Mookie just trying to win his third championship now, trying to solidify himself in, legend status, and Ohtani just trying to make the playoffs. That's something that should be interesting. Again, play off each other very well in the lineup. Mookie, while is still an elite hitter, plays a lot more defense. Base running as well provides that. Ohtani doesn't play defense as he is a DH, but also pitches when he's healthy with that, and is one of the best hitters in MLB history when hitting. So, both provide a lot of value to the Dodgers team and are two of the best players in the league and, in my opinion, the best duo in the league. So, Second here, we have, of course, how could you forget it, the Yankees with Judge and Soto. I mean, I've talked about Judge and Soto a lot on this show before because it's the Yankees. I talk about the Yankees a lot, unfortunately. They're the best team in the league, and they're in the major market. So, you have to talk about them. And what comes with that is their duo of Judge and Soto. I mean, Judge, former MVP. Soto, somehow not a former MVP yet. Should be an MVP soon. That's actually our 5th segment, so stay tuned for that. But, two obviously incredible generational players. Two guys that are simply elite guys. I mean, Soto, one of the greatest hitters of all time at this point already, being at 25, 26. I mean, if he is the greatest hitter of all time by the end of his career, I really would not be surprised. Judge, I heard an argument actually on the radio like a week or two ago that Judge is the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. And the thing about me was that I actually considered it, and I didn't think it was that crazy, which shows how great of a hitter Judge already is in his career. I'd probably go Hank Aaron, Alex Rodriguez over Judge, but just my opinion. And Judge is in the consideration at this point, which is crazy. So again, the way they play off each other, right, big lefty power bat, big right-handed bat, both outfielders, so amazing players, and one of the best duos in the entire league. So after that, I went with simply Astros. There's a lot of players you could put for this. You could put Altuve, you could put Tucker, you could put Jordan, you could put Bregman. But for me, I did end up putting Jordan and Altuve. I think those are the two best players on this team. I think Tucker is very, very close to both of them, but I did end up going Altuve and Jordan. I mean, just this lineup with these three guys, really. Bregman kind of falling out of that tier because he, hasn't been the greatest this year, but still, these three guys are absolutely incredible. Altuve, huge power bat, even with his small size. Jordan, with him being a huge power bat, what also comes to that is just his imposing presence. I mean, is there anyone scared or faced in the MLB than Jordan? That huge, powerful, high lefty swing. He stands very up front. Again, tight swing. He looks menacing at the plate with his size. Just so scary to pitch. If I'm a pitcher, I mean, that's one guy I don't want to face, especially as a righty. I mean, what do you even do to him? Early in his career, he couldn't really hit the heat. Now he hits that great, so really no way to pitch to him. One of the best pure hitters I've seen in a long, long time. I'd say is up there with Soto. After that, again, Altuve, one of the best second basemen in the history of baseball at this point. I don't really think that's up for grabs. 3-time MLB champion. You can say what you want about 2017. The other ones are valid, and I still count 2017. So, yeah, overall, Altuve is an amazing player. Rodon's an amazing player. They play off each other very, very well, and one of the best duos in MLB. Also, Kyle Tucker in there as well. I think those two are better. You could also say that Ryan Presley and Josh Hader are an elite duo in the back end of that bullpen for them, but Presley hasn't been the greatest this year, and that's why I didn't really mention them fully. But yeah. After that, we have Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, two of the best pitchers in baseball, with each other in that rotation at the very front. Been with each other for 4 or 5 years now. They're playing off each other, just amazing, amazing pitchers. And again, what is there to say about them that hasn't been said? Just absolutely incredible duo. Are incredible pitchers, and yeah, just very, very great, and just incredible, incredible players. So yeah, two of the best pitchers in the league. Dynamic duo, definitely heading that Phillies rotation, and definitely one of the reasons why the Phillies have been so good this entire year. Next, I had a bit of a younger one, which is Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman. Two top prospects in baseball for the past few years now, have fully lived up to their potential. Adley is already one of the best catchers in the league. Gunnar is already one of the best third basemen in the league, is very high in the MLB MVP leaderboard right now. Again, coming up in segment 5, but I think we all knew that already. And yeah, Gunnar is a very, very amazing player. I don't know why I phrased it like that. He's an amazing player. Adley, also an amazing player. Two younger players who have fully lived up to their potential as top prospects for Baltimore, are fully franchise superstars, are going to be with each other for a long, long time. They could be together for the next 10, 15 years, smashing baseballs, and yeah, are two of the big reasons why the Orioles have been so good these past few years. Incredible duo, and yeah, are two of the best hitters in the league. After that, we have a newer one that just came about this year, I'd say, which is Stephen Kwan and Josh Naylor. Both were always really good players for Cleveland, but this year have taken their game to whole new levels. With Cleveland being this good, I think that overall, Kwan and Naylor have to be mentioned. Naylor has really broken out being that big lefty power bat that Cleveland imagined him to be when they acquired him from San Diego. And Stephen Kwan has been one of the best pure hitters in the league right now, up there with Luis Arraez, just hitting for average and just making contact with the ball. Two of the best hitters in the MLB. Very different kinds of hitters, but still keep that Cleveland lineup in check. One of the best. And as much as Jose Ramirez is the best player on this Guardians team by far, I think that Kwan and Naylor are a duo more because they're just younger and they're kind of leading this team. But again, Jose Ramirez, amazing, amazing player. I've talked about him before. Obviously, he's Jose Ramirez. What is there to say about him? So he's still the best player in this league, in this team. Next, we have a little bit of some honorable mentions, quote unquote. We have Ronald Acuna and Spencer Strider, a pitcher-hitter duo, but the two best players on a very amazing Braves team of the past few years. Obviously, an honorable mention because they're both injured this year and won't be back for the rest of the year. That's confirmed. So, not really a dynamic duo this year, but still are in need of being mentioned here because of how good they are. And yeah. Next, you have Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt. Again, two great all-time players for this Cardinals team that have been great these past few years, making long playoff runs with the Cardinals. But it seems like this dynamic duo is kind of over with Goldschmidt and Arenado not really playing up to their standards this past year, even looking past that as well, past 2 years or so. So both are kind of regressing a little bit. Goldschmidt a lot more than Arenado. Arenado's still solid, but both aren't the best. So, yeah. Overall, still good duo. Still name power brings a lot, but yeah, not the greatest right now. But still name power alone. Lindor and Alonso, another amazing duo. Two superstar hitters, two superstars in general for this Mets team. We're not sure how long they'll be together with Alonso's future influx for the Mets, but Lindor's been amazing, and you could even add maybe a guy like Brendan Nimmo in here as well. Maybe even Francisco Alvarez, JD Martinez, even with this year, the year he's having. So that's another thing with the Mets, great dynamic duo. And lastly, a very underrated one that I didn't know before, that I actually didn't think of even before a few minutes before this segment, which is Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll. Now, Corbin Carroll isn't having his best year this year, but I think that's mainly because of his surgery from the offseason, still is recovering. So it should be back to normal, but Ketel Marte is playing amazing this year and is being a MVP candidate. And Corbin Carroll had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen last year. So, yeah, another dynamic duo. Both play off each other very, very well in that lineup. Corbin Carroll smashing righties, Marte smashing lefties. So, another dynamic duo, especially last year, making it all the way to the World Series. So, another great one there. Also, you could even mention Harper and Schwarber for the Phillies. I mentioned the Phillies before, but I did want to talk about them as well. So, yeah, those are my dynamic duels in MLB. Again, I'm sure I'm missing one or two, so if you want to mention it, go ahead. This was inspired again by Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum winning the championship for the Celtics last night. So congrats to them. Congrats to all Boston fans, even though as a native New Yorker, I'm sure I'm not supposed to like them. I'm not a New York fan for basketball, so I don't really care. But yeah, those are my dynamic duels for baseball right now. Top ones in the MLB. Moving into our fourth segment, which is going to be talking about Mason Wynn and his breakout season for the St. Louis Cardinals. So yeah, we'll be talking about that, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks, and bye.